Hi, I'm Mike, and today I'm going to be recommending a selection of shrubs for exposed or coastal areas where wind is a real problem. If your garden gets the full brunt of any high winds, the first thing to do is to establish a screen with some tall trees or tall shrubs. And I would also recommend mulching with either grit or gravel, just to conserve moisture so the wind doesn't dry out your soil that much. Right, the first one I'd like to recommend is Elysium. Now this will grow nice and tall to act as a screen. It's got really nice tough foliage that's going to withstand those winds. And it's also got the added bonus of scented white flowers. So as the wind comes through, you're really going to get that nice aroma from the flowers. It's also got a unique, interesting texture to the leaf. It's almost stippled and really reflects the light nicely. This is a shrub that's going to get to the maximum around 10 foot tall, but you can prune it back quite easily. And it would be also resistant to coastal winds that are full of salt, so it would be great for that sort of a location as well. Now, the next shrub that makes for a really excellent screen is Gris Alenia. Its main feature really is just the tough apple green foliage. It's really glossy, it's really resistant to wind, and it will grow nice and high just to block out that wind as much as possible. Roughly around 8 to 10 foot. There's not much in the way of flower admittedly, but it does make for a really hardy specimen just to soften that wind as it comes through. Now, a nice compact option would be a Mahonia. These are well known for their bright yellow flowers and the really nice fragrance that they have. Now, normally most varieties of Mahonia are quite thorny and spiky, but these ones are much less hostile. It's a new variety called Soft Caress. And this is just much more delicate to have, and it's going to move in the wind, but it's going to be really resistant to the wind. It's not going to get burnt at all. And the added bonus is that after the flowers are finished, it eventually comes through with blue berries, which add extra interest in the winter months. Now, a popular option for many gardens is Viburnum tinus. This is a really nice tough shrub with a lot of interest when the flowers come out in large white mop heads. This is a shrub that can grow up to 7 feet tall, but it responds well to hard pruning. So if you don't want it to get that large, you can prune it regularly and it will respond with new growth right from the bottom. In the winter months, it's got added interest of hip berries, which turn a bluey black colour. And this will just give you added interest in the winter months after the flowers. Now, another nice medium-sized shrub with nice grey-green foliage is your cistus. This particular variety, Sunset, has lovely bright pink flowers, almost like a tissue paper sort of texture to them, really nice. And this is only going to get maybe 2 or 3 foot high. It's got good movement in the wind, but it's going to be able to withstand it just fine. And this is a nice tough option that's going to be very reliable for you. Now lastly, I'd like to recommend a low growing shrub. This Cotoneaster horizontalis. It's great for ground cover. It just arches across, really stiff branches, really tough foliage, and it's got, again, 2 seasons of interest. You've got your white flowers that appear all along the stems in your spring, and then towards the autumn it's covered in red berries, which the birds absolutely love. Now this is going to give a lot of ground cover without much height, so it's great for the front of the border. So in this selection of shrubs, we've got a good variety. We've got your tall ones for the back of the border, which can really help with the screening. And then your mid-level plants, you've got a good mix of interest with your flowers, your foliage, and your berries in the winter as well. And also, you've got your Cotoneaster for the ground cover. So you've got a lot of different levels, all covered, and all together, these will be great for any garden that has problems with wind.